Hello, friends, and welcome back to 20 Questions With. For those of you who are new here, this is my fun way of introducing you to other costumers and costubers by asking them 20 silly questions. Today, we are talking to Lauren of Dresses and Capes. Welcome to my channel, Lauren.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. For full disclosure, everyone, this is the first time I've met Lauren.
Yes, this is our first time really talking.
Yeah, but I've been following your Instagram for quite some time, and I was just like, that girl is so creative and so talented and so cute. Like, and then you were like, I watched your video, and I was like, do you want to do one?
Yes, which I'm like, I should have told you sooner I was watching because I watch like randomly. I was like, I love just hearing you interview people.
So I was so excited that you wanted to do it. I'm always like nervous asking people that I don't. I mean, I obviously went through my friend list, like making my friends do it, but like people that I don't know yet or like brand new friends, like I'm always like, hi.
The awkward like junior high wave, like, hi.
Yeah. Do you want to be my friend?
Exactly.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your costuming and your Instagram account?
Yes. So I am Lauren, aka Dresses and Capes. My Instagram is really about costuming, like cosplay, creativity, and like style. I definitely like to combine my love of nerdy things with fashion. That is actually how I came up with my Instagram name, Dresses and Capes. I just love to combine those together, and I make a nerdy mess that I hope others enjoy.
I love it. I love everything about your Loki is amazing, devastating. That Luca one that you did the other day, I just watched that and I was like, what a cutie. It was perfect.
Yeah.
I loved it.
New comfort movie for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that movie's great. By the way, folks, if you have Disney Plus, it's free to watch Luca, and you should because it's cute.
Yes, very
Not
cute.
sponsored by Disney, but hey Disney, if you'd like to. Yeah.
Hit her up.
All right. So are you ready to play 20 questions?
I definitely am.
All right. If you were a candy bar, what candy bar would you be and why?
A tough question right off the bat. I would say I think I would might be like a Snickers because it has a little bit of everything. So you have like the chocolate, the nuts, the nougat, and the caramel. And I feel like I'm just a mess of different things smashed into one.
And also very satisfying.
Yes. And I'm very satisfying. I mean, don't eat me, but you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I feel like all my interests are kind of a weird thing that mashed together, I think, to make a satisfying meal. Horror, cosplay, fashion, nerd stuff. So
you were like the first person to like really grab that question and just run with it. I love it.
I'm ready.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
Oof. Okay, so this is gonna be really random, but I really, really wanted to be when I was growing up. I'm gonna might say this wrong, but a mangaka, which is a manga artist.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, I used to read comics when I was like a kid, and then I discovered manga, and I became obsessed.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a manga artist. I made my own manga that I made my friends read. It was not good. I found it recently and I was like, I can't believe I made my friends read this and they were so nice about it. Yeah.
That's what friends are for.
That's what friends definitely are for. I mean, I had a little art skill, but like not great at storytelling. Oh man, that pacing was everywhere. But yeah, I wanted to be a mangaka. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong to anyone in the comments, but I definitely did not end up being that. I work for corporate America and I express my creativity online with amazing people like you.
I do that same thing. Yay, corporate paychecks and 401ks. Yes.
Oh, 100%. Oh, that is my one thing about my like actually creative friends who do this for a living. I was like, do you have a Roth IRA set up? Do we need to discuss how to do that?
Have you contemplated your retirement plan yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's very important so we can do things together when we're old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Otherwise, this is not going to work out.
Yes.
Yeah. So, if you could learn any one skill in the world without trying Matrix style learning, what would you pick?
Oh man, that is hard. There's so many options and there's so many amazing things that people can do that I wish I could do. Part of me wants to say learn a language. Like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it could be a superpower so I could learn any language, or is it like I can only learn one language?
I mean, you can learn anyone's skill, so you could learn the skill of picking up languages.
Oh, that would be fun just because I love to travel.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a big thing with travel is like communication. I know a lot of people are always like, well, I don't want to go there because I don't really know the language and I'm a little nervous. But that would be fun. Or do I want to be an amazing Jackie Chan style fighter? Like, that would be really fun too. Just surprise people.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, my favorite like meme is someone who saw Tony Hawk skating, didn't realize it was Tony Hawk, and they're like, do a kickflip, and then he did it. And like, I want to do that. Someone go like, do a backflip, and then I do a backflip. Not that someone just randomly says that to you, but
yeah. Do you know about Masterclass?
Yes.
Okay, so I have Masterclass because me and my friend got a BOGO offer and we split it. And there's a Tony Hawk one where you can learn how to skateboard. Okay, you can think you learned how to skateboard like Tony Hawk. So like I sat in my bed watching Tony Hawk while I was eating popcorn, just like, I got it. Yep. All right. You flip that around. Got it. Nuh-uh. But it's for like 5 minutes, I really felt like I could do it.
I mean, it's like in theory, I now know how to skateboard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you actually put yourself on a board. And as the first time I ever rode a skateboard, it kept going, but I did it. So we did this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I always say, I need wheels directly strapped to me for them to work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not great at bike. I'm not great at skateboard, but I can roller skate. Okay.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. So
I can surf, but I can't skateboard.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I can't snowboard either. Like actually in snowboarding, I hate that my board is attached to me.
Oh.
Because in surfing, you can like change your balance by moving your feet around, and you can't do that in snowboarding.
I never thought about that. That is an excellent point.
Mm-hmm. I used to live in Southern California, and so when I was young, I used to go. I would surf at San Onofre, which is it's a nuclear power reactor down below San Clemente, and they cool the power reactor with the water from the ocean, so the water right in that area is like 10 degrees warmer.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Everyone's like, did you become nuclear? I'm like, no, I did not.
You mean you're not the Incredible Hulk with like a gamma radiation powers?
That would be amazing, actually.
Right? I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. Back to your question. I think I might actually do the Jackie Chan style fighting because I just want to be able to do a backflip.
I think that's awesome. I mean, that would be amazing. 100%. I mean, you can have Duolingo for the language thing, but you can't have Duolingo for Jackie Chan style fighting.
Oh, yeah. And plus my knees are like sad right now. So if I could just magically have like great knees to do that, that would also be great. So
if you do it properly, it's fine.
Yes, but it's like learning the proper way to do it. Yeah. It takes for a while.
What is something that a lot of people are missing out on because they don't know about it?
Gosh, there's so many things I feel like people are missing out on. I mean, I'm going to be lame and say DuckTales, the reboot.
Yes.
Yeah.
The reboot is great.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Like, I watched that. I don't know if you've watched the finale yet. I don't want to spoil it. Mm-mm. I will just say they bring in everyone they know as a voice actor and like a lot of callbacks. And I was just like sitting there like that and like screaming because I was like, that's fill in the blank. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah.
That sounds awesome.
It's so, I love DuckTales. Like I liked it growing up. And then I started to rewatch the new season because David Tennant was on it, and I'm a Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's Scrooge. He's actually Scottish. It's great. The storylines are so compelling, and it's just so exciting to like, I don't know, see some of our old childhood characters have kind of more serious storylines while also still very lighthearted.
Yeah. I grew up like I mean I was in high school in the 90s, but that doesn't mean I didn't watch DuckTales and Tailspin and all those shows. So
Nice.
I'm like old school and I love the new ones. I think they're great. Like
Right?
so well done. Absolutely.
Now I kind of want like, okay, I feel like this is blasphemous, but I want more gargoyles, but like good gargoyles.
Oh, I've never watched Gargoyles, but people keep telling me how great Gargoyles is.
You will love it. If you
Okay.
like DuckTales, you will love like the first, I want to say 3 seasons of Gargoyles are great. And then I'm such a nerd for like behind the scenes stuff about TV and movies. Disney switched studios who were producing it, so the art style went.
Yeah.
And then the story also became kind of wonky.
I have friends who are like trying to figure out how to cosplay gargoyles. They're into it. So, and they're like 40. So
oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's me too. I've been trying to figure out how to do Demona for ages. And like I have a friend who's into electronics and into builds. And I was like, we are gonna figure this out one day. But there is a cosplayer, I'm gonna say her name wrong. Patreon wise. Oh my god, I just forgot it. Patreon cosplay.
Okay.
Prone cosplay. She did one, but she did like a liquid latex bodysuit with a muscle suit underneath it. And then like those the horse hooves.
Yeah.
Shoes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it looked amazing. And I was like, I cannot imagine wearing that joke on though.
Yeah. I think that'd be extremely warm. Maybe in January. Are there cons in January?
There's one that I know, ALA, Anime Los Angeles. Yeah. So
that'd be a great one to wear too.
Yeah. One day I will make that giant beast, but I'm like, where will I store it?
Right. That's actually my problem for like all my costuming now is like, I'm like, oh, I have my stash is too big. I need to work through my stash. And then I'm like, but then I'm just going to have too many clothes. Right? Like,
yes.
Where do those go? We have more drawers than we have closets, which means it should stay in fabric format.
Very true.
Lay on it and hoard it like a dragon.
I feel like all us like costumers do that. We're just like, my hoard, I can't touch it. Yeah.
My husband was like, why don't you come downstairs and hang out with me and watch TV down here? And I was like, because then I won't be with my hoard. And he was like, it's really hard to argue with that point.
Yes.
Who is the most interesting person you've ever met?
I have one friend, and no one's going to know her. And they're going to be like, why'd you choose this? Her name on Instagram is Bobbins and Barbells. And
I follow that person.
She used to be CrossFit Disney Princess.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I've done several cosplays with her before.
Uh-huh.
And she is literally one of the most interesting people I've ever met, because I'll be like, oh yeah, I did this thing. And she's like, oh yeah, when I was a fill in the blank, when I was a blah. And I was like, you did all of that? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I feel like I've lived, but I guess I haven't lived enough.
You live differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I told myself, because I was very like after college, it was like, get a job, do what you need to do.
Uh-huh.
I've traveled obviously and done things, but I was like, I didn't job hop. I was like,
yeah,
my parents are immigrants, so they're always like, have a good job, get your retirement.
Yeah.
So I didn't do a lot of that stuff, but
my grandfather was like that, and he would always be like, does your workplace give you healthcare? I'm like, Grandpa, I wouldn't take a job that didn't have healthcare. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I was in college. For a while, I was like debating getting an art major. My mom's like, well, why don't you minor in art and get another major? And I was like, okay. My friend Bobbins and Barbells, aka Aaliyah, is one of the most fascinating people I know, like IRL. Another fascinating person I met, at least in my opinion. I was at D23 in 2015, and I met one of the animators of Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I was dressed as Esmeralda. And like later I found out more about this guy, because he flagged me down and was like, oh my God, you never see Hunchback. Mm-hmm. It's so great to see it. And he's like, you're the same size as Demi Moore. I was like, oh, thank you. I'm pretty sure I was not. I like found out he was like one of the few Black Disney animators that got to work on motion picture films and all
Wow.
this stuff. And I was like, that is so cool. I didn't realize that like when I met this guy, but like after the fact, I found out about it.
How superstitious are you?
Zero.
Zero superstitious. Okay.
Zero, even though I love horror, I love like werewolves and the creature from the Black Lagoon and classic horror. I listen to like a horror podcast. I don't believe in anything. It's fun, but
You're cool in a dark alley at night.
100%. Yeah.
Wow. That's actually so unusual.
Yeah. I was the friend definitely who, maybe to my detriment, like when we'd go out at night, they're like, yeah, let's take the shortcut. And they're like, are you, what? I know. And now like looking back, I'm like, that probably wasn't wise, but yeah, I zero superstition, zero fear of things. Yeah. I definitely am the one who watches like Exorcist at night, then goes right to sleep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a no. I'm not superstitious. I'm not really that superstitious, but there are certain, like, I don't like the Japanese girl with the hair in front of her face who's like crawling on the ground weird. I'm like, no, I'm out for that. Like, because in the middle of the night, I always say I'm not superstitious until I turn the lights out. And then I'm like, okay, if I get back to the bed quickly enough, I can, that's the safe zone somehow. And I'm like, I'm an old lady. And I'm still like, no, I'm in the safe place. The bed is safe. It'll be fine.
It's sacred. Yeah. They can't cross that border. Except, have you seen? Oh my God, not The Ring. I'm forgetting the name of it. It's a Japanese horror, and she lifts the sheets, and they're sitting on her chest.
Was it The Grudge?
The Grudge, yes. Yeah. And it's the little monster, the little demon boy, and I was like, whoa, that was really good. Yeah.
Like, no horror, American horror bothers me very much. Japanese horror, like, they have a knack for that. Like, they're really, really good at horror. Like, even people like, well, at least me, who I was like, I don't believe in any of that. I'm completely atheist. I don't have any, like, they get under your skin a little bit, and then you start like, okay. Yeah.
Makes you think. If you like that, I would highly recommend this Korean horror movie called The Wailing.
The Wailing, all right.
Yeah. I want to say it's on Hulu or Prime. It is definitely creepy. The horror that gets to me is actually the horror where it's like real people. Like, I don't like Saw. Like,
oh yeah,
I don't do Saw. I don't do the hosts. Friday the 13th is fine. Not a favorite. Like, yeah. I love monster horror.
I don't like hillbilly horror.
Yes. No, like hillbilly horror.
Turn, I'm like, no. If they've got like a rusty saw that they're going to use on you while you're alive, I'm like, no.
Not welcome. Not welcome. Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. That's the type of horror I do not do. But
also like single white female. I'm like, no, like Hand That Rocks the Cradle, like actual things that could actually happen. Those are way scarier to me because I'm like, no, this is actually how people are.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's why I'm like, no, thank you. I will take my supernatural, most likely will never happen horror. Yeah.
Yeah. The monsters are us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
what book or movie do you wish you could experience for the first time again?
Ooh. God, there's so many. Okay. Ooh, okay. One of my favorite movies I wish I could experience again, I think might be In the Mood for Love, which is a Hong Kong movie. Yeah. I love that movie so much. Like everybody else had, granted, I did have an Audrey Hepburn poster in college. I had an In the Mood poster on my wall, and I still have it somewhere in storage. I haven't framed it yet, but I love that movie so much. Like the scenery, the music, the acting, like, one of my favorites. And every time I watch it, I'm just completely engrossed.
I'll check that out. Do you know if it's on streaming anywhere?
Don't actually. That's a great question. I own the DVD because DVDs, that was a thing.
You said it's from Hong Kong?
Yes.
Okay.
It's from a very famous director. Did I write a dissertation about him? No, I just wrote a small paper, I think.
Is it subtitled?
It is subtitled. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I will say some people don't like it because it's slow paced,
Uh-huh.
but so, I mean, they talk, but not that often, if that's a thing. So it's like, more about the feeling and the emotions and their
Uh-huh.
faces. And it's just beautiful people too. Maggie Chung and Tunny Lung. And
Mhm.
I was like watching it for the first time and I was just like, oh, these people are just so pretty. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
And as a
mean,
costumer, I feel like you will fall in love with Maggie Chung's outfits.
okay. I will check
Yeah.
it out. What fictional world or place would you like to visit?
I kind of want to say Howl's Moving Castle
Oh, uh-huh. Yeah, for sure.
because I'm like, you could still be magical,
Mm-hmm.
but still also, if you don't want to be magical, you can have a semi-normal life.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, I know Howl was taken by Sophie in the movie and in the books, but I was like, there's a chance you might run into him one day, and you know,
Yeah, for sure.
it's yeah,
You could be
yeah,
pre-Sophie. You don't know.
pre-Sophie, yeah,
Yeah.
and the idea of maybe catching a falling star, something about that is really magical.
Wow. I saw on Instagram somewhere. Oh, I have to find that the other day where someone had like taken a picture of themselves on a lake in that way and photoshopped catching a star in that like exactly like that poster is. And it was I just saw it and I was like, oh
That sounds amazing.
yeah, if
Oh
I
my
find it
god.
again, I'll send it to you.
Oh, see, it's photos like that make me wish I knew how to like really edit photos. Like,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah,
gotta learn.
I do a lot of Photoshop Skillshare videos now. So like I'm trying to get better at it because I'm like, maybe I could just Photoshop stuff. That would be better. That would be
100%. Yeah.
way easier than doing all these crazy details on the costume.
Yes, yes. Or finding like the perfect set or the perfect place to shoot it. It's like if I could
Right.
just,
Just
turn this blank
put
space.
that in. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I love Jedi Mandas. And I know you've interviewed her. I watched her photos with Ailey Studios because they do
Mhm.
like this amazing photoshops. And I'm like, oh, they're just gorgeous.
Those are so amazing. Like her Photoshop skills are crazy. Like Amanda is amazing. And then her like bestie is her photographer. That is like the ultimate pairing.
Truly, like,
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah. All right. You can have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life. What is it? Sushi, scotch tape, what?
Can I say money?
No, you can't. That's the one thing you can't have. You can't have money. Although there are ways around that.
Oh, are there? Okay. Feel like I want to figure out the workarounds, but
Like my answer, for example, was diamonds.
oh, that's really smart because you could just sell the
Yes.
diamonds. And I say like fabric. Granted, I already have piles of it that we already talked about our hoard. But if I never had to buy fabric again, I'm just imagining how much money I would save.
Yeah. So you can say fabric, but you have to say what kind of fabric.
Oh, I have to say what kind of
Like you
fabric.
get silk taffeta, or you get cotton voile, or you get whatever.
I love Dupini.
Dupioni. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dupioni. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it wrong my whole life. So when I go shopping for it, they're like, what are you looking for? And I say that wrong. Yes, I really like sewing with that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really great, it's really underrated. Okay, people get huffy about it in the historical community because they're like, it didn't really exist until like the 1890s. So like you can't, like they're like, you can't use, I'm like, shut up, we can use whatever we want. Also, it is like the best fabric because it's like easy to sew, easy to work with. It has great body. It's pretty. You can get really
Exactly.
slubby or less slubby. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I think it's a great fabric. And I will say your point about the costume community, that is one point of why I'm a little scared of it, of joining. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there are amazing people like you within this community. And I know there are like our Shield Maiden and a bunch of others, Fresh Frippery, and so many, so Steen, and who are like champions of it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to join. But I'm also kind of scared. But I'm also excited at the thought of taking on like an 1890s style dress or jacket. I love the old jackets.
So, I mean, I have a couple things. First of all, you totally could make that a Dupioni that existed then. That would be fine. But also, like, back in the day, there was different grades of silk, and everyone, even poor people, could afford silk. It's just what grade they got. So, but we don't know that there wasn't a thing that was called Dupioni, really, or it was called something else, but it was actually pretty close to Dupioni because Dupioni is really close to raw silk, and raw silk surely existed. So I don't know that there actually wasn't Dupioni and we just call it that now, and the same fabric existed. I mean, they manufacture the slubs in now. And it could be that they had a similar fabric that just had slubs in it because it was a lower quality fabric than like a taffeta. So it's possible that that existed anyway. And then nobody can prove a negative anyway.
That is very true. No one can prove a negative.
And if anybody came for you about that, let me know.
Yeah, catch these hands.
I'll take them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh, me either. Yeah, I've been wanting to try historical, and I think I really want to make a jacket. I made, as I like to say, a faux historical jacket because I did Captain Amelia from Treasure Planet. Yeah. She is one of my favorites. I love that movie. I love her. And I did it, but I made that jacket in a week. It was insane. I know. I did not sleep, and I definitely took shortcuts. Like, I half pad stitched it. I was like, this definitely could use more pad stitching, but we're running out of time.
Right.
Yeah, I used a wool, so the right material. The lining is probably not right at all. I think it's like a silk blend, maybe.
Nobody knows it's in your lining. Who's gonna know?
Exactly.
How are they gonna know?
How are they gonna know? Nobody's gonna know. Yeah. But then I also got lazy near the end because I'm like, oh, I don't know. And I was also like, my weight was fluctuating then. So I was like, oh, I'm not gonna put buttonholes. So I did snaps. So all my buttons are just sewn. So I was like, we'll go back and fix it. So
don't let the bullies get to you. Like, honestly, do it. Like, the snaps are great. I'm here for the snaps. Also, like, like, if they can't tell from 5 feet away, it's good enough.
Very true.
That's my opinion.
That was my like, what is it called? My motto for when I first started cosplay and costuming. I was like, nobody's gonna know. They can't see it from there. Like, I did not know how to gather a skirt, and I decided to do a double circle skirt, like magical girl circle skirt. So I was like pulling, but like ripping my thread, and I like just ended up kind of bunching it. And
we've all been there.
Yeah, I was like, nobody's gonna know.
No one's gonna know.
Yeah,
like, honestly, I mean, no one knows that I like hot glued a hem one time. I stapled a hem one time. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew. Yeah. And you know what? It probably still looks fucking amazing.
It does. And I have I'm just like, no. Like, I feel like passing is fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm not competing, it's for fun. That's what I try and tell myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely taken this past year, no cons, nothing to really go to, as a learning opportunity. So I'm like, you know what? It didn't turn out the best, but I learned that next time I do this is how you're supposed to do it. So
you could probably salvage that jacket too. Like, you could probably open it up and do the rest of the pad stitching that would make you happy, and leave the snaps. Like, snaps sound like a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, it made it ezy for when it got, I wore that in August in Southern California. So like all day I was just like, ah!
Yeah.
It looked pretty dumb when I did that, but it was fun for me. It was so hot, but I was like, I must use wool. I'm like, wool is it looks right. The texture. It looks right.
Yeah. It feels right. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely have to remake this on that. I definitely hot glued those epaulets. Like, they're snapped on, but they're just hot glued to themselves. It doesn't look great. So
someone's gonna know.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to remake that, make it more historical, because I ran out of time, so I ended up just buying pants, but I want to do the like breeches with the double fly. I'm probably using the wrong term. Still learning, but yeah, so much I want to improve on.
I mean, that sounds awesome, and I think you should do it. And don't let the bullies win.
Definitely not.
Gatekeepers don't get to win, and I will defend you to the hilt. And I
Okay,
got
now
a
you got
gang
me.
behind me that will defend you to the hilt.
Yeah, you guys are all amazing. I love watching you guys like talk about it in your stories and on your posts. It makes me like feel encouraged. I was like, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I was like, but it's like 10th on the list of things you need to fix.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, ugh.
Get there when you get there.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
so like I love watching you guys. You guys make it seem like such a welcoming community, and it's like really encouraging me to try and do it.
Yeah, you should whenever you have the time and energy to, and go to like a smaller event and like just dip your toe in and see if you like it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, if you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose and why?
Any cartoon character.
And like anything that's ever been a cartoon.
Doctor Strange, because I want him to help me unlock my magical potential. I'm like, it's somewhere in there. Yeah. So Doctor Strange, that's who I'm going to hang out with because I want him to unlock my magical potential.
I mean, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
That's better than Scooby.
Is that your answer?
Heck yeah.
Hey, he's a classic for a reason.
Right. And also, like, I feel fundamentally like Scooby and I understand each other.
I mean, he's a fun guy. I would love to hang out with him too.
Yeah. And there's snacks. So great.
Yeah.
Although he prefers a sandwich and I prefer a taco, but at least that means everybody gets what they want and nobody has to share. Yeah.
And you get to solve a mystery. So that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. And we already know that it's Old Man Withers.
Yeah.
So it's not actually scary either.
Yeah. You're like, this trap is whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Been there.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Now I feel like my answer is like way too overthought.
No, I love your answer. I think your answer was perfect. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
If you could have a personal assistant, what would you have them do?
I wish I could have them exercise for me because I hate exercising. Like have them work out the calories, but it's on my body.
Yeah. Put that on my tab.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
In reality, it'd probably be cutting fabric. I hate it with a passion. I don't have a lot of floor space. I have no table space right now because I'm working on a project that's eating it all up. So it's like maneuvering like everything. And then the moment I put it down, my dog is like, bed.
Of course.
Yeah. So cutting fabric and then doing my taxes because I hate doing my own taxes. Yeah.
I already pay a guy to do that, so I don't have to worry about that one. But that's a great answer.
I just started doing like brand partnership work this past year. So I've like had to figure out the documents I need to give my tax person, and I was not keeping track of everything. So whoops on my part.
I didn't really have to give them any documents. I just had to like tell them how much I got paid and when, and they were like,
oh, really?
Okay, we're doing this as auxiliary income. And I was like, okay, sounds good.
Yeah, my person was like, yeah, you need like your W-9 and then some other form. And I was like, I don't have that form. And they're like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what?
Then they put it down as auxiliary income. Go away.
Oh my God, that is genius. I think I need to start doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
all right, if you could have the power of teleportation right now, where would you go and why?
Is it COVID times or is it not COVID times?
Well, okay, let's do both answers because the question is right now, but that's kind of not fair.
Okay. Right now, I would probably go to my sister in New York.
Oh,
yeah. She's visiting right now, but she like lives there most of the time. So just to see her, I hadn't seen her for over a year and a half. So, and I know there aren't really shows right now, but that's usually what we do.
Yeah.
Just to spend time with her, probably carry my dog somehow under my arm as we're teleported.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. In non-COVID times, I'd probably say New Zealand because the flight is super long and it's quite expensive, and I would love to save on airfare and just spend all my money at Hobbiton.
That is also my answer.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. Because I don't like that flight. But I love New Zealand.
I'm very jealous you've already done it. How many times?
I only went once, and we went for, I want to say like 10 days total. But so we landed on one day and we flew out on the last day. But in those 8 days that are in the middle, we drove from the north end of the North Island to the south end of the South Island. Like we did the whole thing. So like I've seen New Zealand. but I really want to go back. Like my husband has a job that has a sabbatical. And so we were supposed to have a sabbatical last September, and it was his 50th birthday. So we were going to go to Padua because my last name is Padawan, which means from Padua.
What?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So we were going to go there, but then that got canceled obviously from COVID. So then we were trying to think about where we would go. And I was like, we could just do Australia and New Zealand because it's like 6 weeks, and 6 weeks is a good amount of time to go to Australia and New Zealand. So we might do that once all the restrictions lift.
Well, I'm very jealous, and I hope you have the most amazing time.
I'll be vlogging. You can come.
Oh, I was gonna say I will be watching all of those vlogs and be learning and taking notes and be like, okay, you did this and this and this. Yeah.
Waitomo, my advice always to people for New Zealand, and I only really have one piece, is like everybody always wants to go to the South Island because that's like primarily where Lord of the Rings was shot. Don't discount the North Island. The North Island is awesome. They have a rainforest there, like Waitomo rainforest. They have glowworm cave. They have blackwater rafting. Like it is so much fun and it's so beautiful. So there's a lot of really cool stuff on the North Island.
Ooh, that is so good to know. Yeah.
It's definitely worth staying.
I was planning a trip with my friends for 2021 January. Obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But only for 2 weeks. And now I'm like, I feel like I need to extend it after you said that.
I mean, 2 weeks is a good amount of time. Like you'll still get to see a whole bunch of stuff and you'll have a great time, but you will want to go again. Yeah. That's the problem with New Zealand is like, once you go there, you're like, I'm going to be back. And then you're like, oh, that flight.
I've done China and Japan several times, but
same.
That New Zealand seems like a whole other beast.
Well, it is also because like China for some reason never gives me jet lag. I think it's because you land at like, because it's a 12-hour flight and you cross the date line and it's a 12 time zone difference or whatever. It ends up that you land when you took off. And if it's at like in the evening, like I always leave at like 6 p.m. and land somehow at 6 p.m. And then I only have to stay up till like 8 or 9 and then I go to sleep and then everything's fine. But New Zealand is like, nah, I'm gonna mess with you. It's like 17 hours and that's just enough to be like weird.
God, I guess I didn't realize it was 17. In my head, I'm like, oh, it's like 14 hours. Oh, wow.
Sometimes you can get flights as little as 14, and it depends on like the winds and like what path they're taking and a bunch of other things. My flight that I was on was 17 hours and you cross the date line and you're moving to, and the amount of time zones over it ends up being like really awkward. So like you land and you have a whole day ahead of you and you're like, oh God, that's not okay.
Oh God. Okay. So good to keep that in mind. So I add like a day to the trip for recovery. Yeah.
England is like that for me too, because it's 8 hours and that's exactly enough to be like annoying.
Yeah.
What is your favorite section of the grocery store and why? This is my favorite of all the 20 questions.
Ice cream section. Easy. Yeah. I love it. That's my favorite dessert. I love ice cream.
I'm shocked that more people don't say that.
Yeah. What do people say? Like the broccoli, the vegetable.
I mean, my favorite is the cheese section. Like I am super into cheese, right? So
yeah. Oh God, yeah.
But like a lot of people say cheese. Some people are like, I like the olive bar. Some people are like, I like the chip aisle, the cookie aisle, stuff like that. But like ice cream has been overlooked a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there are just so many varieties. Like, I love it. And I mean, cheeses, man, that's a good one. I didn't think about it as I have like 5 different cheeses sitting in my fridge.
Yeah,
because I just like a variety. Yeah,
that's the only way to go, is to have a variety.
Very true. One day I want jalapeno. The other one I want extra sharp. The other day I want goat cheese. Yeah,
it's a mood thing.
Totally a mood thing.
I also really like the frozen appetizer section. Like if you were gonna have like, you know, they have tiny egg rolls and tiny shumai and tiny food.
Yes.
I like, and tiny quiches. I'm here for that.
So good.
Name one cool feature you would add to your dream house.
My brain is torn about what I want this to look like. A library, obviously, but part of me is like, I want it to be like Belle's library.
Obviously.
Belle is my favorite princess aesthetically, I think.
And that's the only library that actually should exist.
Truly.
Yeah.
And then part of me is like, well, what if you want like a Hobbit themed room where everything is kind of circular? I was like,
okay, let me propose to you a solution to this problem. You get the library, and then you have a candlestick that you can pull that opens a secret library door that goes into a Hobbit room.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. I'm here to fix things today.
Yeah. I love it. What a like a mismatch of like different themes. It's like this beautiful French architecture and then like this little Hobbit hole, but I love it.
The Hobbit hole sounds great.
Right? I mean, like growing up, everyone wanted to be an elf.
Yeah.
Granted, my sister was like, no, a hobbit 100%. And I was the weirdo. I was like, no, a dwarf, because I want to carry an axe. But I love the hobbit aesthetic, but I was like, I would want to be a dwarf. Me and my friends have joked about cosplaying it. I was like, I would 100% be Gimli. Like, I want the giant beard and the giant axe. I'm planning to make his axe anyways, because I just want it.
That sounds awesome. I have a friend who did a Gimli cosplay and she was very convincing. And I was like, that makes me feel awkward. I'll send you a photo.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
How did you okay. Yeah, sure.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
I have a new answer to this question, which is I would like a Scrooge McDuck style money pit, ball pit situation. Like I don't want real money because real money would hurt. But like basically I want, instead of balls in a ball pit, I want coin shaped plastic air filled things that feel like you're doing a Scrooge McDuck. Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that answer so much.
Like think about the photos you could get in that.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. It just like kind of be fun also to just jump into something.
That looked like
if it would be
gold coins. Like you could do a mermaid shoot. Like you got like a whole array of photos you could. I'm thinking about an Instagram house here, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could be like a dragon, and then it could be like your hoard of treasure.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Yeah. There would definitely be fabric on that pile also.
100%. Yeah.
If given the option to time travel to your past and give yourself a one sentence piece of advice, what age would you choose to go to and what would you say? This is like the serious question.
Yeah, this is a great question though. And I think this might be the boring answer, but go to like me in my after college, early 20s, like maybe 24, and be like, be careful about credit card debt.
That is my answer too.
Yeah. I was like, I'm older now. I know no one can tell my age. But yeah, I'm like, it follows you and it's a pain in the ass to get rid of. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was like,
mine has always been go to 18-year-old and be like, don't get that credit card.
Yeah. I didn't get my first one till I was like after college. So I waited, but then I was stupid. So it was like, fix that mistake. Yeah.
That caused a lot of hassle that didn't need to happen.
Yes I was like, you could be living so differently, or you could have been living so differently. Student loan debt is what it is. But it's part of life. If
there were a room filled with everything you've ever lost, what item would you be the most excited to recover?
I feel like, did I go out one night and lose something? Because I never lost my car keys.
Ooh, I had one. My friends all saved up for a Christmas present for me. And you remember when Motorola Razors were like the phone?
Yeah.
They got me a Razor and I was like, I am so awesome, because I was not awesome, but I had the phone.
Yeah.
And so we went to a club in San Francisco and went like clubbing one night and I lost my Razor and I was so upset.
That is devastating.
Yeah.
Oh man. And that was the phone, man. People didn't think like the hot pink version too. I don't know if it was for you. Yeah.
That's what I had.
It was the phone to have. I think my sister had that one, but I wasn't cool enough to get it. First child syndrome. So I got like a slider, but it's like, it's cool. Yeah.
Sliders were actually cool. Like in a lot of ways, sliders were way cooler than Motorola razors. They were just really thin, but like the sliders had like so much more functionality actually, and you didn't have to like do the number texting, like where you have to hit the button 5 times. No.
Children will never know the pain of trying to say like ha 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 ha
yeah
over. Like,
you're like, that's why we have lol.
Yeah, we were too lazy to like.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, I think I at a con. Oh yeah, at a con I definitely lost a piece of my costume once. So I can't, and it was early in my cosplay career. So I can't even remember which cosplay it was, but I know I lost a piece and I was devastated at the end of the day because I was like, I worked so hard on it. Yeah. And it just had fallen off. I hadn't constructed it great. I was still learning. And that was something I would love to get back because it's just a memory. Like,
yeah. And like, if you try to take pictures after that, you're missing a thing. And then you're like, nobody knows, but and every time you look at that picture, you're like,
yep.
Yeah.
Also, commenters, you can always tell cosplayers, oh, you're missing the staff or whatever. We know. We know we're missing it. Yeah.
Don't be doing that.
Yeah.
The term you're looking for is you look great. I love your cosplay.
Yes.
Those are words to say. Can I get you a bottle of water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. Off topic again. I definitely tried to dehydrate myself at one con because I soda dressed too tight. Could not get out of it. And I was like, I eventually did have to pee, went into the bathroom, got it off, could not get it back on, had to ask her randomly.
Oh no.
Because I was only there with my male friend and I was in there for 20 minutes and he's like, I was about to come in because I was worried you like passed out. And I was like, I was just stuck. I couldn't get out of the dress.
Yeah. Been there.
Yeah. Use long zippers, guys. Don't.
Pro tip, you also can take a string and attach it to your zipper, and then you can use it to pull it up, and then you tuck it into the back of your cosplay and no one knows it's there. But when you need to zip or unzip, it's super easy. Okay, I know this because I used to surf. That's how they deal with wetsuits.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, because in a wetsuit, you can't even move. Like your arms are like, I can't put my arms down. So like you need a thing to pull.
Oh, that's so smart. I should start doing that on all my costume zippers.
Yeah, and you can use like something like, you can even use clear fishing line to do it because that's really like durable and it's not going to break, but it's also invisible.
Yeah.
So if it pops out or something, it's not actually that big of a deal. No one will see it in a photo or anything.
Like, where were you? What was it? 5 years ago when I did that.
If you could have any artifact, piece of art, or thing from any art gallery, what would you have?
There are like 2 things, and I need to debate it like out loud. One would be The Kiss by Gustav Klimt. Because I just find that so beautiful. Like, I think I own several versions of that with fandom-y people like Howell and Sophie and Good Omens, Aziraphale, and Crowley.
That's awesome.
I'm Good Omens trash.
Same. Hard same.
And another part of me, and I cannot remember the artist, but somebody did a bust of Medusa that looks just very cool. And I love Medusa as just like a monster creature, person of myth, excuse me. Oh man, that'd be so hard. A bust is hard to display though. I'd be so scared I'd knock it over. So I might say
get a little case for it.
That is true. I could get a case for it.
But the kiss is like, you can hang it up right now. The bust thing, you'd have to get the case thing made, and that's kind of
Yeah. Oof. Okay. I might say The Kiss. It's iconic. It's beautiful. It's just one of those paintings that makes me really like stop and stare. So I might go with that.
Would you keep it in your house or would you loan it out to a museum?
Ooh. I think half of the year I would loan it out, and then the other half I'd want it just because I want other people to experience it. Like, I feel like that's a great thing about art, is having other people experience
Yeah.
it. So keeping it to yourself is, I don't know, kind of selfish.
Yeah. But also,
Yeah. Exactly. That's why I was like, half the year I can be selfish. The other half I'll be a good person. Yeah.
you have like a Persephone Hades situation with this thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How long would you last in a zombie apocalypse?
It's an excellent question. It's something I've thought about way too often.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody has. Yeah.
Yeah, because part of me is like, oh, I know I can be ruthless at times. So that aspect, I feel like I might survive. But the other half of me is like, your knees aren't great. You might not be able to. I was like, but also in my head, I'm like, all you have to do is outrun the slowest person. And I'm like, that's
no,
awful,
you only
but
have to outrun the person that's like next to you.
yes,
You
exactly.
could just trip them.
So I was like, I might survive. And I was recently watching, there's a new zombie, maybe it's not new, a zombie show on Netflix called Black Summer.
Okay.
And one of the characters, very smart female character, only speaks Korean, and no one else in the show does. But I speak conversational Korean.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah. So she would be telling them to do things, and they wouldn't know. And I was like, oh, she's saying turn left at the next street, or you're going the wrong way, or don't do that, or stop, let's go, run. Like, I was like, oh, I could understand that. I could be an interpreter. But I was like, yeah, how many times is there just going to be like a Korean person who can't speak English in your zombie party?
Who knows all the things to do?
Yes, who knows all the things to do?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't know how effective I would be, but I would like to think I last long. Yeah, besides my knees, I'm like pretty healthy. So I'm like, yeah.
I was supposed to do it when the pandemic hit, so I haven't done it yet. But I actually talked my husband into letting me take motorcycle riding lessons, and my justification for it was a good zombie apocalypse skill to have.
Yes.
Because like you can't ever get out of a city with a car during an apocalypse. It's just like not a thing. But if you have a motorcycle, you have a way better chance, especially if you have like a dirt bike style one.
Oh yeah, you are definitely set.
Yeah, I'm ready. Actually, though, I want to be a zombie, so I just run towards them. So okay, so like I'm chubby, I'm gonna get killed, and I'm gonna get eaten anyway. So might as well just like get it over with. But also like I already kind of like this is public knowledge, but maybe you don't know. I kind of like biting people a little bit. Like just like if I really like you, I'll give you a little nibble on your shoulder. Just like I love
bite.
Yeah. And I do that with my friends kind of. So if I bite you, it means I really like you. So I like
tendencies.
Yeah, I like biting people, and I also like people with brains. So that tracks. I'm slow moving.
Mm-hmm.
I assume these are slow moving zombies, but if they're not, that's great because I'll become faster. And if not, then I'm down with the slow movement. So win-win. I don't know. I feel like I am ready for my zombie life.
I mean, it kind of sounds like it.
Yeah.
Like you are ready for that transition into the next stage.
Like, do I want to watch all my friends get like horribly maimed?
Ugh, that is very true.
Because I will definitely trip my friends.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like nope, me over you.
Yeah. I mean, I was reading all the Walking Dead comics for the longest time. I own so many of them, and I was like, this is brutal. There's only like 2 people left from the beginning. Yeah. Maybe 3. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's gonna be awful. So I might as well just like skip it.
Yeah. I definitely get that.
Yeah. And
like
at that point you're a zombie. There's all kinds of food everywhere.
That is very true.
You're set.
You have a walking buffet.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So here's the last regular question. If you were captain of a pirate ship, what would the name of your ship be?
The Blowhard.
That's a solid one.
Yeah. Oh my God. That sounds so dumb. But I was like, I kind of want a dumb pirate ship name. But I want to be like an infamous pirate. So when they say it, it sounds so stupid, but then they also know they might get killed. It's like the Blowhard is coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
mine is not threatening. Mine is the sassy lass.
Oh my God. I love that.
Yeah, that I feel like that's truth in advertising. Like that's what you're gonna get. A sassy lass is coming at you.
Yeah. Gonna have fun times on that sassy lass.
Yeah. I want it to be a party ship where like there's no fighting. We just like hang out and party and everything's cool. Like it's a neutral ground ship.
Oh, okay.
I'm a bad pirate. I'm a great zombie, but a bad pirate.
It sounds like it. Like you're not robbing from them. You're kind of just there to throw a party and then leave.
But it is like BYOB, so maybe I'll get some, but it's bring your own booty.
Bring your own booty. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Right. Actually, I think I would call it the Beetlejuice.
Oh,
Yeah. Say our name 3 times and we magically appear.
I love your Lydia Dietz. Like Beetlejuice is one of my favorite movies of all time, and yours was super cute. I loved it.
Thank you. Yeah, I love Beetlejuice so much as well.
I don't know if you heard me talk about this, but like that movie changed my life in a lot of ways, because I was like, I want to say like 12, maybe 13, like when it came out, maybe a little younger. I don't know, but it was the first time I ever watched a movie and I went, oh, there are other people out there like me. Because until that time, it was like the 80s and like nobody was like me. Like I'm a weirdo kid that likes weird stuff and like Beetlejuice stuff. And so there was not a lot of that. And then I saw Beetlejuice and I was like, somebody greenlit this, which means there's a market for this, which means there's other people out there that are like me. And I got really excited.
We too are strange and unusual.
Exactly.
As I wear my can I show it, my Beetlejuice pants? Yeah. I was like, I feel like wearing them today. Ooh.
Did you see the musical?
Yes, I did.
I saw it too.
I was there with my sister and I 100% like was whispering the songs to myself, but I also hate those people in musicals who are like singing it. I was like,
me and Hamilton, just like,
yeah.
Everyone in Hamilton.
I also didn't know there was a costume contest, was furious when I found out because I was like, I would have packed my Lydia.
Yeah.
I was just wearing a like striped outfit. And my sister's like, you couldn't fit that in your carry-on suitcase. I was like, I would find a way.
Oh yeah, you could figure that out. You could wear it on the plane. It'll be fine. No one will blink.
Yeah. No one will blink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went with a couple people, my husband and 2 other people, and the 2 other people are mad theater group people, but they're not the Beetlejuice crowd and they've never seen the movie. They didn't know anything about it. And that was extra fun for me because I just got to sit there and watch them going like, what the heck is going on? And I'm like, this is great.
Join our weirdness. Yeah.
No, they were just like, what is this? One of them liked it and the other one was like, that was not my jam. And I'm like, I've been to a bunch of musicals for you that I did not like, so here we are.
Yeah, it's payback time.
Yeah. Are you ready for the super controversial bonus question?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I actually have 2 now. Is a hot dog a sandwich and why?
I want to say no.
Okay.
Because to me, a sandwich is a slices of bread.
Okay.
Oh no, but you have buns like Kaiser rolls. That's a sandwich. This is so hard. Like, okay.
Subway sandwiches are not split rolls.
You are right. That's bread. Okay. I still say no. I do not see a hot dog as a sandwich.
Okay. What's your rationale?
A sandwich is a slice of bread or like a roll sliced in half with pieces of meat, but a hot dog is a
piece of meat in a sliced roll.
I know. Okay, I take it back. I guess it is a sandwich. I talked myself into it. A hot dog is a sandwich. Yeah.
All right. You're going to be the first person to get my new controversial question. How many holes does a straw have?
1.
Okay, why?
It's just one long hole.
Okay.
It's like just with 2 exits, but it's one long hole.
Okay.
Yeah. It's I was going to say it's like the human body. It's just awful.
You and I are like on the same wavelength. My friend tried to tell me that it had no holes because it was like a tunnel and a tunnel doesn't have holes. And I'm like, no, because the end of the tunnel that goes through your body ends in a hole.
Exactly. Yes. I love that we're just like brain syncing. Yeah.
So the optional answers that I have heard are 0, 1, and 2.
Yeah, I could see the 2. The 0 1 I don't get, but yeah.
So here's the logic behind the 0. If you were sipping your Coke through your straw and you said, my straw has a hole in it, what would you mean?
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
And if it doesn't have one of those, it's not a puncture in the side of your straw, then so that is the logic behind it. But yeah, thank you for joining me today, Lauren.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Yeah, I'm excited that you did it. I will leave a list of all of her accounts down below so you can go check her out and show her some love. You have a link tree that I will link to for sure. And you should check out her Instagram for those of you who are on Instagram, because she is an amazing cosplayer that does amazing cosplay things. Highly recommend. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below about what you guys are up to, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye, guys.
Bye.